So one time Ollie got a call from a guy out in one of the fancy neighborhoods up in Guilford, not the street, but the neighborhood. He said, "Ollie, I need your help. My poor cat is missing. And I'm out of ideas. I need you to come help me find my cat. Someone's taken the cat, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm really worried." I said, "All right, what's the cat's name?" I said, "Oh, the cat's name is Snugglesworth Biggingston." I said, "Snugglesworth Biggingston." "Yeah, we call him Snugs for short." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna come up. I'm actually free now, so I can come now and start anyway, and we'll see if we can find Snugs." So I went up there. It's a beautiful neighborhood, and the house was nice. It was a big old house. It had a slate roof and white stucco walls. The windows were dark. Not the glass, but the frames and the panes. Overall, a very elegant-looking house. Kind of set up, excuse me, a little bit from the sidewalk. Ollie rang the doorbell, and the guy came to the door, and he had on a long robe, kind of like a bathrobe, basically, in a giraffe spot pattern. And he was wearing tennis shoes, and all I could see that he had on basically pajama pants and a t-shirt. I said, "Okay, hi, good morning. I'm here to help you find your cat." I said, "Oh, good, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you'll excuse I'm a bit underdressed, but as soon as I realized that he was missing, I've been just frantic ever since. I've barely had time to pour myself a cup of coffee." I said, "Oh, it's all right. No need to stand on formality with me. So tell me about the cat and tell me what you've done so far." I said, "Yeah, so Snugs, well, we moved into the house, a month and a half ago. We haven't been here long. But Snugs has been outside already. We kept him in the house for the first week. And then we walked around the yard with him in our hands. And we kept him in the house for another 2 days, and then we let him go outside, and it's been fine. He comes and he goes, just like he did in our old house." I said, "Where was your old house?" "Oh, we lived in a smaller house, a duplex, up in Roland Park." I said, "Okay, so similar kind of, neighborhood with trees and stuff." And yeah, I mean, the house we lived in before was the more old growth trees than there are here. Here there's a little more lawn, but yeah, pretty similar." I said, "Okay. Okay, go on." I said, "So yeah, and everything's been normal with us and Snugs." And I said, "Us?" I said, "Oh yeah, I mean, me and my husband. We both live here, and my nephew lives here during the school year. Like, he's going to school at Towson. So he lives with us. He's away right now. It's spring break." I said, all right. So Snugs." I said, "Yeah, Snugs. So, yeah, everything's been normal. And then when I went to come and feed this morning, he wasn't there, like he usually is. He's usually pretty into his food bowl. He's usually waiting for me when I come downstairs to feed him. But he wasn't. So I called him, and nothing happened. Not that he usually comes when he's called, but with a shot. I went and checked that the door was unlocked. The cat door, I mean. And it was. It was all working properly. So I started to look around for him. I looked all around the house and couldn't find him. I looked around the yard and couldn't find him, and that's when I started to get worried. I looked up in the trees, and I looked up on the roof even. Couldn't find him. So I started walking up and down the sidewalk, looking around, calling after him. Once again, he doesn't come when he called, but I felt like I had to do something. And then my husband woke up and saw me, kind of running around in my pajamas and asked what was going on. So he started looking too, and we asked the neighbors. We posted a picture of him on Facebook on there's like a neighborhood Facebook group. We've been looking everywhere we can think of. In the basement, we're stumped. I said, okay. So how long has he been gone now? He's been gone at least 4 hours. I get up pretty early, so I usually feed him about 6:15, and so it's 10:30 now. So yeah, he's been. But I feel like he was probably gone before then. But that's when I got up. I said, okay, so we'll call it 4 hours, recognizing that it may be a little bit longer. So a cat could, in theory, get pretty far in 4 hours, but most cats like their territory and they don't really like to explore. I said, okay, that makes sense. So my bet is he's around here somewhere. Did anything happen that would make him want to hide? I said, not that I know of. I mean, we didn't have any arguments or anything like that, if that's what you mean. I said, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of, yeah. So, but a normal day, or a normal evening. I said, yeah, at least inside the house, everything was normal. I mean, maybe he got into trouble outside. Oh, now I'm worried about my poor kitty. The guy went and started looking along the fence line. So I started looking around too. He checked out the cat door, and the cat door was working, and he climbed up on the side of the house to look up on the roof and look from the roof to see if he could see anything, but there wasn't really much to see there. I mean, plenty to see, but no cats. That's the point. Excuse me. Well, I did see a tree that looked like a cat could climb it pretty well. So he climbed down from the house and climbed up in the tree. But I didn't see anything. Didn't see a cat anyway. So he got down, and the guy that was hiring him had come back since. Said, yeah, I looked all on the fence line again, and I didn't see him there. I'm really getting worried. I said, so you've called him. You've opened up and closed the back door, I guess, because you're out here. I said, yeah. Have you jingled the food bowl? I said, jingled the food bowl? No, what do you mean? I said, well, let me try something. Did you give him wet food or dry food? A little bit of both. In the mornings he gets wet food, and in the evenings he gets dry food. I said, all right. Let me see your bowl, and let me see your dry food. I said, okay. So we went inside, and they got the cat's bowl, and he showed only the dry food. And I took a small handful of the dry food in the bowl. Then he took it and stood at the back door, with the back door open. I started to shake the bowl so that the food rattled against the side of the bowl. And I thought he heard something. A rustling in a bush. But nothing happened. I said, all right. I've got another trick up my sleeve. And I took his keys out and put those in the bowl. Jingled those around. And then all of a sudden, out running from one of the bushes, a thick boxwood, a cat came darting out. And it ran full tilt across the yard, into the house, and onto the kitchen counter. Ollie followed it, the cat. And the owner was so excited. I said, Snugs, Snugs, you're back. Oh, Snugs, where were you? Were you okay? Are you okay, Snugs? And then the husband came back in the house. Said, hey, I've been looking. I didn't. Snugs, he's here. Oh, you found him. I said, no. Ollie lured him back in. He put his keys in the bowl and jingled the bowl. And the husband said, oh, of course. I said, yeah, cats have really good hearing. So I knew that if he heard his bowl, that he might come back. So we just had to make it sure they could hear his bowl. Once they calmed down, the husband took a look at the cat and said, oh, look at his ear. Oh, poor thing, look at his ear. And they all looked, and there's a big old nick out of the cat's ear, like he'd gotten in a fight and lost. There's some redness, although it wasn't actively bleeding, but yeah, there's a big chunk missing. And the guy that hired Ollie said, oh no, my poor Snugs. You get in some kind of fight and you got scared and you were hiding in the bush. You're hiding in the bush from whatever mean, nasty cat or raccoon or dog it is that you were fighting with. Buddy, you can just stay in the house and stay in the yard. You don't need to wander out that far. Oh, poor thing. And he took the cat upstairs, just snuggling it and saying reassuring things to it. And the cat's husband said, yes, well, thank you so much for finding Snugs. I think he's going to be a while comforting the cat, he said with a sly nod. But if you want to just send me an invoice for your time, I'll make sure it gets paid. I said, yeah, sure. You know, I don't have a cat, but I've got lots of friends that do, so I'm glad that I was able to help you find your missing cat. And that is the case.
Immediately after you started doing the reassuring stuff?
He what?
Did they literally just call the vet?
Yeah, they did go to the vet later. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an emergency, so they didn't get an appointment that day, but they went later in the week, yeah. And the cat was fine.
Well, he just had to get, what's he have?
Really nothing. They just had to, at that point, the injury was clean. Yeah, cats get nicks on the ear all the time. I think Brady has one.